Alright guys, so check this out. JamFi Finance is already getting picked by some serious crypto media. I'm not talking about some random blog run by a guy in his basement. I mean big names that everyone in this space actually reads. First up is I See a Bench. Look at this headline. I think that's pretty bold. And they're not just hyping it for no reason. They literally call Jammy one of the top pre-sales to watch. Then they go on to say it's quietly reshaping how millions in Africa access credit. Millions. That's huge. We're talking about people who've never had a fair shot at getting loans, now suddenly having that option through DeFi. That's not just a feature, that's a big deal. Okay, next up is Binance Square. They point out Jammy's fully audited ecosystem. And look, and DeFi in audit is basically a golden ticket for big investors. They also talk about rising pre-sale momentum and how Jammy is gaining tractions with early investors and institutions alike. Translation: not just regular folks buying in, but also the big wallets, the serious money. So scrolling down, you can see they're mentioning lending, tokenomics, roadmap, and we can see their socials too. So yeah, you can read the full article on Binance Square. And then there's CoinMarketCap's community blog. If you've been in crypto for more than 5 minutes, you know CMC is basically the place for market data, when they feature a project that's instant exposure to millions of people worldwide. So here's what I'm saying. When I see a bench, Binance, and CoinMarketCap are all talking about you, that's not luck. These guys don't waste their time on projects they don't believe have potential. They see momentum. They see a real-world problem being solved. And the coolest part, we're still early. The pre-sale's not over yet. An early buzz like this, that's exactly what snowballs into the big moves later. Okay, so here's a fresh example straight from JamFi chat on Telegram. Someone just dropped 1.35 ETH worth of Jammy. That's almost $5,000 in a single move with no hesitation. This is a confident buy from someone who clearly knows what they're doing and isn't afraid to commit early. Let's click the link and dig deeper. Right here on either scan, fully transparent on-chain proof. You can see the wallet, the amount, it's all there, transaction confirmed. This isn't just some random sale in the middle of nowhere. This is exactly the kind of move we were hinting at earlier when we looked at the media coverage. I See a Bench literally talk about rising pre-sale momentum, and Binance Square pointed out Jammy's traction with early investors. Real money following the right signals. If you've been in crypto long enough, you know the pattern. It starts with a few confident early buys like this. Then you see more buyers step in. A $5,000 buy could be the green light that convinces someone else to drop $10,000, $20,000 or more tomorrow. That's how these hot pre-sales escalate. Momentum feeds momentum. So here's the takeaway. The smart money is already moving while the pre-sale's still young. The question is, do you want to be the person watching from the sidelines, or the one who got in before the price moved? Let's take a step back and zoom out, because to understand why JamFi Finance could blow up, you need to see the size of the opportunity they're aiming at. According to GCMA, over 710 million people in sub-Saharan Africa still don't use mobile internet, even though the signal is there. That's 2/3 of the population. Imagine this, the internet is literally in the air around you, but you still can't use it. No online banking, no instant money transfers, no Amazon, no Uber, no DeFi, just nothing. And here's where it gets huge. GSMA says that closing this gap could pump $700 billion into Africa's GDP by 2030. That's not pocket change. That's the kind of economic shift that rewrites the map, creates unicorn startups, and changes millions of lives. Okay, now let's zoom into Kenya, because Jammy isn't starting just anywhere. They're starting in one of the most connected, most innovative hubs in the entire region. Jammy's mission statement says it all. Transforming finance in southern and eastern African countries, promoting economic independence. That's not just marketing talk. In many African countries, borrowing money can mean paying insane interest rates, sometimes over 100% annually, or being shut out of the system entirely. Jammy is aiming to break that cycle with fair lending and real credit building tools. Kenya's ICT sector is growing 10.8% a year, faster than the most emerging markets people love to hype. And 85% of the population is already online. That means the infrastructure is here, the people are ready. The only thing missing, a modern, inclusive financial system that actually works for them. Okay, switching to the side of JamFi Finance, we can see their partners. JamFi has already lined up some heavy hitters. They're integrated with M-Pesa, which is basically Kenya's national wallet. Over 50 million users in a country of 55 million. And they've secured a Central Bank of Kenya license, which is a massive trust signal for anyone in fintech. Just check their X account. They're already telling users you can buy JamFi with fiat and make instant transfers using M-Pesa or Airtel money. Just picture that. You're in Nairobi or even in a rural town. You open the JamFi website, take a crypto-backed loan in minutes, and repay it through M-Pesa like you're topping up your phone. This is just that simple. And here's a factor most outsiders underestimate. Africa is young. The median age is about 20. This is a generation that never had landlines, never stood in line at a bank to deposit a check. They grew up with mobile-first everything. Give them a fast way to manage money, and they'll adopt it faster than you can imagine. Kenya is already Africa's top destination for startup capital. $800 million raised in 2023 alone. It's not just local money. African Union, World Bank, U Global Gateway, all pouring funds into Africa's digital future. JamFi is riding that wave. They've already raised $400,000 seed. Pre-sale price is 2 cents, aiming for a 10 cents listing. That's a 5 times jump if they just hit their target price. And that's before you factor in network growth. So here's why I think this matters. JamFi isn't trying to create a market from zero. They're stepping into a space where hundreds of millions already use mobile payments daily, but don't have access to fair lending. They've got the tech, the license, the partners, and a market that's ready to explode. If you miss PayPal in 2000 or Square in 2010, this has the same early stage feel. Only difference, the scale of the gap they're closing is much bigger. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.